I often do videos talking about the fact that I'm 39, single and happy, but today I wanted to tell you about the worst thing about being single. Gotta keep it real, it's not always easy. So yeah, the worst thing about being single is finances. I have to pay for everything myself. There is no one to share a single bill with. But I'm being serious. Mortgage or rent, bills, food, everything. I get to share costs with nobody.
Bills don't care about slogans like "I don't need anyone." Independence comes with a price, and pride alone doesn't pay rent or make life easier when you're carrying everything solo.
Okay, something I feel like that's not talked about enough on this app is being single and financially how hard it is. I literally work 2 jobs. I work in sales and I teach Pilates part-time. Both of the jobs pay pretty well, but still I feel like it's so hard to stay afloat. And like, don't get me wrong, I like to ski. I definitely don't live a frugal life. I have a nice apartment. Never say no to plans, but like, how are people doing it? How are you attending everyone's bachelorette parties, everyone's birthday dinner, going on all of these trips with your friend and having leftover money to spend on yourself? Completely stopped doing my hair, so that saves some money. Truly exhausting. I just don't understand.
Being single is costly for women, but financially liberating for men. Men build, save, and grow. Women lose ground. Staying single benefits men far more.
Nobody is talking about how expensive it is to be single, okay? Because when you're single, you don't have anybody that's out here buying you food, helping you with the bills, and if something breaks, you don't have no handy dandy man around the house that's like, "Oh, I got it, babe, I'll fix it when I get home," or whenever he decide to fix it. No, you either got to get on YouTube University or you got to go pay somebody. You got to go pay somebody else's man to come in your house and fix it for you. It's too expensive to be single, and people want to be out here cheating, and you better lock you one person down because it's too expensive out here to be alone, okay? Don't just go lock down anybody, make sure they respectful and they love you, but y'all also got to understand it's a business. A relationship is really a business, okay? You got to invest in one another, and I need somebody to come invest into me because it's expensive to be single. Yeah, I want somebody to buy me some food, pick me up some food on the way home, or buy me something just because. I don't know.
Women chase the boss babe image, but once they're actually living it, the pressure becomes overwhelming and they start calling men back. Too late. The choice was already made.
To be a single woman, it's a privilege, but it's expensive because I sit back and think about how much physical labor I outsource and what I pay for when it comes down to my car, my house, like lawn care, just like certain little things. If something's broke, I have to outsource that. But I have peace of mind at the end of the day. And like that is priceless. Like I don't want to deal with the ups and downs of having a partner around. Like I'd rather not. I'd rather pay and get you out my face.
Men are built to carry weight, responsibility, and workload. When reality hits and that difference becomes clear, regret follows soon after.
It is so expensive to be single and to pay for all of these expenses by yourself. For context, I do live in the Bay Area, so it is hella expensive to live here, but this is essentially how much I pay in a month by myself. Close to $4,000 if I'm lucky. And again, it's not that I can't pay for these things, because obviously I'm out here living and thriving and a little hungry, but it's fine. However, it's usually the things that I don't account for on the monthly that like internally kills me. Like, for example, emergencies. Y'all, it's not only like costly, but the emotional expense to doing it by yourself is like, oh. Like when you're like in your bed and your like car just broke down, you're like, fuck, damn, I just need someone to hold me real quick. Instead, you're out here holding your fucking stuffed animal. But also I pay $1,700 to share a condo with another person. Can I afford my own place? Sure, but it would actually be cheaper if I was splitting those expenses with someone else. I can't tell you the amount of people that I know that are still in relationships because of the rent. Also the groceries. $600 on groceries? Like, Diana, what are you doing?
Living alone and settling into low-paying careers didn't lead anywhere. Choices were made, careers were chosen, and now the financial strain shows. Consequences don't disappear just because feelings are hurt.
I am tired of the amount of gaslighting us single people have to go through. Because let's be honest, a lot of the things that our friends in relationships can get for free, we have to pay for. And there's no amount of self-love or therapy that can kind of circumvent the frustration that being single is very expensive. Because if, an example, I am sick, I don't have anyone who can cook for me. My friend can ask her boyfriend to cook for her. I have to DoorDash something. If I need help moving something in my house, I need to go find someone and pay that person to come over and move it. Well, my friend can just ask her partner. And all those things just add up. If you lose your job, you have someone who can help you with rent. If you are having like financial trouble or health trouble, you now need to like disclose that to your family or friends, which might be embarrassing, or you can tell your one husband or your wife to help you through that. It is so frustrating to have to go through so many things alone and make these really big decisions, hard decisions completely by myself. I have my friends, I have my family, I love them, I can lean on them, but maybe I don't want to tell them all about my finances. Maybe I don't want to have to over-explain my entire health condition to them. Maybe I just need someone to help me with a real quick task that I don't want to have to pay someone or wait for someone to drive across town to come help me. And it is so frustrating because we're told that, being single is great. And it's really great when compared to an unhealthy relationship. But being single is not always better than having a healthy relationship. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to go hop into a relationship with a man just so I can have someone. But I do think we need to be honest that being single, while it can be really great, is also very impractical sometimes.
The bed was made. Now it has to be slept in. After years of pushing away men who were willing to provide, those men moved on. Reality doesn't negotiate.
So this is just going to be a little rant about how this country hates single people. You cannot succeed in this country if you're a single person, I swear. So I'm trying to move out of where I live now. I have a terrible living situation. And it's impossible. It's literally impossible. For a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house or apartment, everywhere I have looked near me is starting out at $1,200 to $1,400. How much is it for a 2-bedroom though? Starting out $1,200 to $1,400. So if I had a second person, this would probably be way easier. Not to mention, you cannot even have pets at any of these places. How y'all gonna allow children that will absolutely do damage? But my cats who sleep all day, they can't come? And then Verizon, I need you to count your days. I'm supposed to be paying $85 for unlimited everything. Somehow though, my bill is always $99. And I just got an email a few days ago telling me that my plan is gonna be raised by $4. So I still have a $100 phone payment. So then I was looking to change phone providers because no, but that's pretty much the price anywhere for 1 line. Now, if I were to sign up and get 4 lines, it would be $100. So I can pay for 1 line, which is $100, or I can get 4 for $100. Make it make sense. What the hell? So they're making it to where you cannot survive this economy by yourself. And I don't like people, so I don't want people in my space all the time. I'm living with a nightmare roommate right now, and I am miserable. So I know everybody else has gotta be.
It's never been easier for women to live independently. Yet unhappiness is at an all-time high. Remove the value of men, and this is the outcome.
I often do videos talking about the fact that I'm 39, single, and happy. But today I wanted to tell you about the worst thing about being single. Gotta keep it real. It's not always easy. So yeah, the worst thing about being single is dun, dun, dun. Finances. I have to pay for everything myself. There is no one to share a single bill with. But I'm being serious. Mortgage or rent, bills, food, everything. I get to share costs with nobody. And I know there'll be people like, well, that's your fault. That's your fault because, you're single. You haven't met somebody. You're single, aren't you? It's your fault. Oh, I'm sorry. Should I just be in a relationship just so that I have someone to share the bills with? Does that seem like a good idea? And I cannot even begin to imagine what it's like to be a single parent. There's me and my cat, and I'm struggling, especially in a cost of living crisis, let alone if I had children to feed. Whew. So when it comes to being single, honestly, for me personally, that is the worst thing. Everything else, we good, baby. But the money, before you blame me for being single, just understand that sometimes you can be a really great person. You just didn't meet your match yet. Or should I say, the person you're going to share your bills with.
Independence looks fun until time runs out. When the options fade and reality sets in, regret becomes unavoidable.
It is so expensive to be single and to pay for all of these expenses by yourself. For context, I do live in the Bay Area, so it is hella expensive to live here, but this is essentially how much I pay in a month by myself. Close to $4,000 if I'm lucky. And again, it's not that I can't pay for these things, because obviously I'm out here living and thriving and a little hungry, but it's fine. However, it's usually the things that I don't account for on the monthly that like internally kills me. Like for example, emergencies. Y'all, it's not only like costly, but the emotional expense to doing it by yourself.
Thriving doesn't involve nonstop complaining. These struggles come from personal choices, not bad luck. Accountability is adulthood, and men don't receive sympathy for surviving on their own.
Teaching kids about misogyny and incel culture is one thing. You know what I think they need to start teaching in schools? That yes, you can have a partner and whatever, but if you ever choose to be alone, if you ever want to respect yourself and not just settle for bare minimum, if you want to release yourself from a toxic relationship, it will be very, very liberating, but very, very expensive. I have lived through the most liberating, amazing, culturing, wonderful experience the past, goodness me, what, 5 years, God. And that's not 5 years single, I've not been 5 years single, but 5 years not living with a man. And it's been amazing, but it's been so.
If this lifestyle were truly fulfilling, there wouldn't be constant complaints. Independence gets praised publicly, while the costs are cried about privately. Empowerment sounds great until reality sends a bill. Thanks for watching MGTOW Voice. Show us your love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Support us and help spread awareness for men around the world. We welcome a healthy debate and discussion, so feel free to comment and share your thoughts.